Hillary Clinton speaking right now in Athens, Ohio. Interestingly, she's not in Indiana. She's there in Ohio, and it's a very interesting time because, of course, Athens is home to Ohio University. Big population there that matters when you have sort of that Bernie Sanders group. And, you know, it's in the eastern region. There is arguably some coal activity there, or at least the history of it. So it's an important place for her to be if she does some damage control after putting coal miners out of business. That's what she said she might do as president, put the coal miners out of the business. So she's trying to walk those comments back and say what she meant was put them out of, as they go out of business, then she'll put them into renewables and give them better paying jobs. Well, that kind of controversy in the Midwest is literally the last thing she needs as she comes off 2 weeks of pretty impressive wins over Senator Sanders. We're joined now by former governor and senator from Indiana, Evan Bayh, a Hillary Clinton supporter. And of course, we're now just 2.5 hours away before we start to see early returns in Indiana, your state. What happens in Indiana? It seems like an awfully close race at this point.
Liz, it's really a jump ball. It could go either way. The polls all have it within the margin of error, and that's my sense of things, too. You know, Senator Sanders' message on trade has kind of resonated, but Secretary Clinton has campaigned hard, and her husband's campaigned hard, and her message is resonating, too. So the Democratic Party is kind of 50-50.
I'm very interested to hear you say jump ball, because she has had big wins over the past, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 6, and now he's within margin of error. To what do you attribute that?
Well, a number of things. You remember 8 years ago, she only carried my state by 1% over Barack Obama, so it was closely divided then. But, you know, Liz, I think your viewers can relate to this, too. Bernie Sanders is running saturation-level television ads, saturation-level radio ads, direct mail pieces. As a matter of fact, one of the more incongruous things I've heard, he's running a lot of ads on country western radio stations. Who knew? Socialists listen to country western, but I guess some do. In any event, her campaign made a decision. Her campaign made a decision to not advertise at all, because ultimately it is about the delegates. And so whether she wins 51-49 or he wins 51-49, either way, in the Democratic Party, they're going to split the delegates right down the middle.
Yeah, we were just showing
the popular vote's really just about bragging rights tonight.
Okay, but do you think maybe she should have spent a little more time in Indiana? We just showed her in Athens, Ohio. She was with Senator Sherrod Brown. He is the senior senator, a longtime politician. I covered him way back when. Here's a live picture of them together as they are speaking rather animatedly. There's some big supporters there. But should she be in Indiana right now? Ohio's primary already was.
Well, she was in our state. I was with her in Indianapolis on Sunday. I was with her husband in Kokomo, Fort Wayne, and Gary the day before. So, you know, they've been campaigning across our state, and I think Senator Sanders is somewhere else today, too. So, you know, look, at this point, Liz, with the votes already being cast, I think you don't make much difference on Election Day. As a matter of fact, my sense is most voters are ready for this thing to be over and for the candidates and all the ads to move on to someplace else.
Yeah, they move on to someplace else. And you know what they start doing on both sides? The wheels start turning in their minds, and they start doing fantasy cabinet members. And there is word that Hillary Clinton may consider her husband, former President Bill Clinton, as a possible, I guess, put him to work. I can't say cabinet member because we don't have any clarity on that. But what do you think would be a good role for the president, if any role at all?
Well, if he's in the cabinet, I suspect it'll be in her kitchen cabinet, where he's an informal advisor. I mean, you know, you actually have someone. It is a unique situation where you have someone as your spouse who actually had the job and has, you know, an infinite amount of experience. So I suspect he'll be a very important informal advisor. He may take on some projects, but not a formal, you know, paid role. I don't think that would happen.
No formal. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, people. Maybe he gets that dollar. The dollar that Warren Buffett takes often for his salary. Let me just quickly ask you your thought on the Republican side. Do you think that this gets really close? It's gotten certainly hyperbolic and a little nasty between Ted Cruz and Donald Trump lately, but what do you think the voters in your state on the Republican side are going to do?
It has gotten nasty. I see that Senator Cruz today called Donald Trump a pathological liar. I mean, how they walk some of that stuff back in the fall campaign, I don't know. But I do think Donald Trump's going to have a good night. I would predict he would have a solid victory and get the vast majority of the delegates from my state.
Good to see you, Governor, Senator. Yeah, you haven't been too much of a success. Look, he won everything, right?
Well, you know, I've had a lot of help, and it's great being with you.
Nice to see you.
And it's nice having the two hottest tickets in town be Hamilton and the Indiana primary. So Hoosiers are enjoying our time in the sun.
Exactly. How about that? I completely agree with you. Hamilton and Indiana. Thanks so much. Good to see you. We appreciate it.